Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is story time with B. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a story. It happened a while back and I just thought it would be nice to share. So this is a pregnancy story, mostly a pregnancy scare because obviously I don't have a child now. But yeah, this is the story. So I was in school then and I had just moved cities. Like I relocated from one city to another. I was new in the city. I didn't know anyone in the city. I was in a university where I didn't have other African students. There was just one African guy and I hardly saw him. So I was basically new and alone in a new school, new city. So I discovered that I had not seen my period for like a month or 2 months thereabout, and I started getting worried. Okay, now before this time it was normal for me to have delayed period. Now why I'm sharing this story, it's more of a health talk for ladies, and then yes, also for guys. It's important to understand the ladies around you or the women around you. So I didn't have normally I didn't have like that kind of free, okay, every month by this time you're going to have a period. No, that was not it for me because I have a longer cycle. Yeah, there's something called a longer cycle. That normally cycle is not beyond 28 days, but then there are people whose cycle is longer than that, and I happen to be one of those. So I had not seen my period 1 month. It was like normal, okay, to come, it's like normal. And then 2 months passed, 3 months passed, there was no sign of period, and I was having symptoms of pregnancy. Now I was not seeing my period. My stomach was bloated, so I just thought it was the baby growing because my stomach was bloated because I had changed diet. Now I was forced to stay in the hostel where I was in my previous studies. During my bachelor's, I was not staying in the hostel, so I could cook my meals and eat. But now I was being forced to stay in the hostel, saying since I'm a foreign student, it's not safe for me to stay outside. So I was in the hostel, so I had to eat strictly what was given to me in the hostel, and it was a completely different diet. So I think it affected my whole digestive system, and I was bloated, and I just thought it was the baby growing. I was worried, I was scared, I was thinking like, okay, who could have gotten me pregnant? I was just thinking of so many things because I didn't remember doing anything to get me pregnant at that point. So I was like, how am I pregnant? I was scared. Some days I would just be like, what am I going to do? So I started searching. Of course, when we're having health challenges, the next thing we go to is Google. So I was on Google 247, like trying to find out what was wrong with me, and everything was just screaming pregnancy, pregnancy, pregnancy. Anyway, I thought it's just like, oh, you might be pregnant, like on Google. So I was like, okay, I might be pregnant. So I started trying to accept the reality. Okay, I said, okay, maybe I was raped and I didn't know. I've heard stories of people that were raped and they didn't know until they found out they were pregnant. I was like, okay, maybe I was raped and I didn't know. So I started thinking, okay, where did I go to that could have happened? Like, guys, this thing was serious. I'm saying it now, you might not even understand the intensity, but this, I was pressured. I was just thinking of so many things. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll see a gynecologist. And I started googling for good gynecologists online, and I found this particular lady. Like, her clinic was highly recommended. So many people were like, oh, she's so good and all that. So I saw the reviews were good, and I decided to book an appointment, and I went. So I went to this lady's office, and she was examining me, and she was asking me questions, and she was like, when last day I said, I'm like, I've not had any encounter in any recent time. And then she was like, she didn't believe me because everything was screaming pregnant, even to her. Don't forget, she's an expert. And then she was like, okay, I'll just have you do some tests and all that. I was like, okay. So she gave me the lab paper, and when I looked at it, pregnancy test was like the first thing. I was like, oh, this woman didn't believe me. I was like, okay, well, I also thought I was pregnant, so she might be right. So now I have to find out what to do if I'm pregnant and how I got pregnant. So I tried to take the lab paper. I didn't do the test that day. I decided to go back to my hostel. It was a long bus ride to my hostel because I had come far to come to that particular gynecologist. I was just thinking of so many things. Oh, is this how my future is going to end? You know, when you are in school and you get pregnant, those are the things that will come to your head. Oh, this is how my future is going to end. My parents sent me to get a degree and now I'm going to come back with a baby. I was just thinking so many things. Like, okay, I love kids, you know. I always talk about how I love kids. I was like, okay, maybe this is how God wants it for me and all that. And I got to my hostel. I was like, okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'll order pregnancy strips because I'm not about to go to any lab. If you know India, you know that India is quite conservative, and I didn't want anybody to start staring at me. Oh, look at this African girl, you know, all those kind of things. So I was like, okay, I'll order strips online. I went on Amazon. I ordered. I even paid extra charges for like fast delivery, and my delivery came. So I got a call. Guess what? The delivery guy took the package to the university reception. Like, who does that? Like, it's a personal order. My name is there. My phone number is there. You get to the university, you call me to get my package. But no, this guy took it to the university reception. And I got a call from the reception. Oh, Miss Beatrice, you have an order. So I went to the reception and the ladies were looking at me like weirdly. You know that kind of look. I was like, Beatrice, what have you gotten yourself into? So I collected my order. I went back to my room and it was like late in the evening. I was like, okay, I would take the test in the morning. I just felt that was the right thing to do from the reading I had done and all that. So I was like, I'll take it in the morning instead of taking it now. That night was so long. I was so uncomfortable. I was thinking, oh, I'm about to find out what will change my life. You know, those kind of things, you know, when you're waiting for a result, that kind of thing. I was just scared. I prayed to God. I was like, God help me. I was just thinking, who would have done this to me? And then the next morning, I woke up and I was like, okay, let me go and take the tests and all that. Guess what? My sisters came visiting that day. If you don't understand what my sisters mean, I mean the period came. I was so happy. I was not saying, oh, that means nothing happened to me. I was so happy. Now, this is the little health talk I want to give us today. Ladies, know your body, know your cycle. Your cycle doesn't have to be the same with everybody. That doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. There are some people that just have longer cycles. And it can further get longer when you are stressed. Notice that in the beginning of the story, I told you how I just finished my bachelor's. I got admission. I had to move cities, relocate, this, that, new environment, so much stress, official documents, my visa. I had to do so many things that I was always running around. So stress contributed to increasing my cycle length beyond what it was originally, and that was just what was wrong with me. So stress. I just needed to rest and eat and you know, just do normal things and rest, then my period would come. And so just know your cycle. Your cycle doesn't have to be like your sister's own or the next person's own. Know your cycle, eat right, exercise well. These things, they affect period. Will I say female beings, if that's the right word to do. So, and if you notice anything that is abnormal, don't hesitate to see a gynecologist. I'm talking about when it comes to reproductive system. You know, so many marriages have issues because of fertility, and some of these things could have been prevented if preventive measures had been taken while, you know, being single and all that. So if you notice anything strange, you know, PCOS is like order of the day. I'll do another video where I will talk about PCOS in detail, but then PCOS is like so common right now among young ladies, and some of these factors are things like this that we ignore. And then exercising and eating well is a very instrumental way to deal with PCOS even without drugs. Instrumental way to deal with PCOS even without drugs. I just want to encourage you, if you're watching this video, if you're a guy, encourage all the women in your life, take care of their health very well, exercise, go for regular checkups, because there are so many checkups that we need to do as ladies. Pay attention to your diet, pay attention to your exercise, and there's so many tests you can go to. You can go for smear test. Like, early detection is as good as prevention and solution, actually. So you can go for mammograms, go for the full test. No, I know these things are expensive, but they are important. They are cheaper than what they could cost you in the future. So go for full body tests as a lady. And that's the end of this video. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you soon. And if you saw my post recently, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before my next birthday, and my birthday is in April. I know it's possible. I know it's doable. I'm depending on you to do that. So please share this video, like and share. Thank you. Bye.